Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So following on from last week's theme of like periods and diet and what a plant-based diet can do for your periods, easing cramps, all of that stuff, you guys messaged me and were like, okay, so what about exercises for your period? And I ain't got a clue about that kind of stuff. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I have to force myself to get into the gym because I dislike working out, but I do it because it's good for me. So I have got the wonderful Maya here to tell you guys a bit more. She is a qualified personal trainer, so she is a way better person to tell you guys about this topic.
So I'm Maya, I'm level 4 qualified in personal training. I'm also pre and postnatal qualified, so that means I can train women when they're pregnant and just after they've had their baby. Any injuries or weaknesses caused during pregnancy, I can help solve with strengthening exercises.
So when it comes to, like you mentioned, pre and postnatal,
Yeah.
I'm one of them people, when I see like a heavily pregnant woman, like I am that stereotypical like, whoa, why are you moving? Like sit down. But that's like not the case, right?
No, so that is the perception that most of us share. Like even myself, before I even got into PT, and even up until when I had pregnant clients, I would say like, you're gonna stop, right? Like we're gonna stop training soon. But it turns out no, like it's actually very, very safe and very healthy to train throughout your pregnancy because it's just strengthening your body for the ordeal it's about to go through.
Yes.
Like if you think about the weight that it has to carry, most of us get achy when we carry our shopping home.
Exactly.
Let alone something
a human.
Exactly on you like that, putting your posture out, loads of different things can happen. So training when you're pregnant is definitely advisable.
As long as it's in the right way
Of
with
course,
a personal trainer like yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Being a female, especially in the fitness industry, when you're on your period, take it easy. Can you lift that? Are you all right? But that's not the case. Like you can actually go along as much as you would anyway, and it's going to help you with everything else.
With the pains and stuff. So we're going to show you some moves. We're going to do some lower body, some upper body, and Maya's going to walk us through it. So let's go. So for anyone who doesn't know, because I don't even know what that means, what does mobility actually mean?
So mobility is when you mobilize muscles. So that means just moving. Mobilizing is basically just moving. This will just lubricate your joints. You have something called synovial fluid that needs to flow in order for you to be warm and not injure yourself when you're doing exercises. It's just basically like a warm-up before your warm-up. So what we're doing here is mobilizing for your ankles. So you're doing 5 to the left and 5 to the right. And don't worry if you hear a few clicks with this as well. And then now we're going into doing some high knees. So I want you to start off with a light jog for this, just for 15 seconds. And use this 15 seconds to just gauge how you feel. Like if you feel at this stage that this is enough for you and you don't want to carry on by going harder or going heavier, like I don't know what your first day of your period might be like. So just see how you feel with this 15 seconds. But if you can, definitely speed up, go faster, lift your knees higher and just push yourself that little bit more. When you start to feel out of breath, go for about 5 more seconds and then slowly come to a stop. Okay, so now we're on star jump. So star jump's nice and simple. We've all done star jumps before. I want you to just go for 10, but just make sure your arms are straight out to the side as you go and you have a nice wide gait in your jump.
Once this workout was done, I was done. The workout was done for me at this point.
It's funny that you call this the workout as this was the pre-warm-up.
I was proper done.
Okay, so now we have squats. So we're starting this workout with our lower body. We want to really, really lubricate and warm up your lower body for this because that's what will be used first.
Why is it so important to warm up? Like it's such an important part of a workout, but why?
Because you want to prevent getting injured. So your body might not be used to, especially if you're on your period, you're used to being a bit more stationary than any other time of the month. So you don't want to scare your body. So now we've moved to dynamic mobility. So the only difference with this is that we're adding a bit more movement into it. Raise your arms over your head, and people usually realise they have a very tight chest when they do this and their arms can't actually go that far back.
I did really notice a limited range of mobility when I did this. Like my arms didn't go as far back as yours. I think you can see it in the video too. It just kind of stopped, like my shoulders just didn't allow for it to go further back. So how many of these would you recommend?
I would say probably 5 to 8 of these. And then here you see that we go into like a full circle. So we're going all the way back in a full circle and then all the way forward in a full circle. I would say again, do about 5 to 8 of those forwards and backwards. Now we're on to a body twist. So slight bend your knees and you want to move from your torso as far around as you can in either direction. And I'd say do about 5 to 8 of these as well.
I definitely heard a few clicks, like at the, I think it was the bottom of my back, and at this point I was sweating. Like I could have been, I know I said it before, but I could have been done.
Yeah.
Like at this point in the workout, especially if it was like the first or second day of my period, it would have been done for me.
Sure. Okay, so we're starting off with squats. I would say 10 bodyweight squats, but by the 5th squat, you will know if you want to go for the progression. And the progression is adding a weight. So use some bricks from your garden, use some books, cookbooks, cans of beans or cans of whatever you have, bags of potatoes, whatever you've got around, grab it and you can use that as a progression. On your period, your joints are a bit weaker, so when you're squatting you may feel like you can go into a deeper squat, so i.e. go lower, but just be careful of this because this could lead to you having really bad pain the next day in your legs and everywhere else. So stick to how low you would go normally and just try and keep to that depth. Now we're on lunges. So many of my clients always fail to do lunges on their own because they say they lean forward too much and they're not really feeling it anywhere. Really bend your back leg and you'll notice the difference. I want you to try and keep your shoulder blades together the entire time and your back straight. If you feel that it's easy, the progression is to lift your arms up. But if you feel that that's too easy, lift your arms up and hold a weight as well. And I want you to try to do a 20 lunges minimum and push to a maximum of 40 if you can.
When I did the progression, I lifted my arms up and I immediately felt like completely out of center. Like it was actually such a minimal movement, but it was really challenging.
That's what makes it so hard. It pushes your center of gravity out and gives you less stability from your arms. It's all in your core. So I made jump squats the filler exercise for this whole lower body section because it keeps your body temperature and your heart rate up, and therefore you're going to be less likely to get an injury.
I hate doing them. I'm not even going to lie. You guys know that I just dislike exercising. But I love what they do, and it is genuinely such an easy way to just keep your heart rate up.
These are basically squats on wheels, so I literally want you to just walk in one direction in a squat position and walk in the other. Keep your bum low and walk 3 times to the right and 3 times to the left. To progress, again, grab whatever you've got weight-wise and just hold it out in front of you. Keep your shoulder blades together and your back straight. Try not to hunch with this one.
The brick didn't look like much, but it really does make a big difference to the exercise. Again, it's such a small change, but it made a huge difference to the way it made my body feel.
So again, we've got the jump squats. Like I said before, up it if you can. Add some weight on, add some more numbers, just really use the jump squats just to like push yourself that little bit more. And then you're going to finish off with a wall sit. Now this was our favourite part because I'd actually been doing this for like a good 15 seconds before you joined me.
Yep.
And then when you strutted over and we're doing them, you're like, oh, should we add it for another 5 seconds? And I was thinking, no.
I got gas.
But we did. And so yeah, I would say for this wall sit, do it for 15 seconds minimum. And in the last 5 seconds, go as low as you can. You'll see in the video we do drop a bit lower, and that's because it's the last 5 seconds. If the warm up and the lower body was enough for you, then that's fine. You can stop here and you don't have to do this next bit. But if you want to push yourself, go for these upper body exercises. A fundamental part of any upper body workout is press ups. If you go to a fitness class, they'll be like, oh, do the girl press ups, which means on your knees, and that is how you actually do them wrong, and you end up with hurting your shoulders as you do them. Add a height, as you see here with Jazzpree. It's a much better way for your muscles to get into the habit for a full press up. Use whatever you have, a table, a chair, a sofa, whatever. Keep your hips engaged and your chest must lower so that you're aiming to touch your chest to the table or whatever height you're using, and go for 8 to 10 reps.
So this is the upper body filler. So like Maya did with the jump squats in the lower body, but this time we're punching as fast as we can go for 15 to 20 seconds, and this is an absolute killer.
You can progress this again by holding any weight you want in your hands. Next we've got tricep dips. Now all women complain about bingo wings, which is basically your triceps. Muscles and fat burning exercises for this area is tough. Tricep dips are a good way to do this. The progressed option is as you can see me doing, legs straight, toes up and feet together, bum all the way to the floor. But the regressed option is your knees bent, toes up and going as low as you can go. You want your back to graze the table or whatever height you're using.
So how many is a good option for tricep dips? How many should we be aiming
Again,
for?
go for 8 to 10 for this. Bend your knees and walk all the way out on your hands, and then you want to feel like you're in a plank position. At this point you want to get onto your forearms from your hands and then go back up onto your hands, then go back down onto your forearms, back up onto your hands, and repeat that section for a minimum of 3 times, a maximum of 6.
This one I actually loved because it felt like I was doing my core as well as like my shoulders and
your arms.
Yeah, like literally everything. It was really, really good.
Exactly. You want to make sure you're holding a plank the whole time and your hips aren't sagging to the floor. Okay, and now we're on to core work. So you want to start with what I call a starfish. You're lying on the floor, you're keeping your lower back firmly on the floor, and you want to touch your arm to your opposite leg, and the other arm and the other leg stay firmly on the floor. You want to sit up a little bit as your arm reaches up to touch your leg and your leg raises up. And you want to repeat this a minimum of 5 times on each side.
You can literally see towards the end of it, my abs or my lack of abs just started to not work. And I swear, I don't know, I can't be the only one who does this. Like after I do any kind of like, I'll do 10 crunches and be like, have I got abs yet?
Yeah.
Do I have a 6-pack?
Run to the mirror and have a look. So now we have butterfly kicks. So you want to have your hands under your bum for support. That's really important. You don't want to damage your lower back. And you want to make sure your lower back is firmly on the floor. Butterfly kick your legs up as high as you can and then as low as you can. Low meaning to the point where your lower back is stayed on the floor. If your lower back starts to raise off the floor, you're going too low and it's not good for you. You want to go for a minimum of 3 up and down, a maximum of 12 up and down. Core exercises have a stigma when it comes to your period that it's really bad for your core to do things when you're in a period because you have already got cramps and it's already tight and stuff. I'm sure everyone's heard that.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the case. It won't do any harm. You may seize up and ache a little bit faster than you would if it was normal.
I've definitely noticed that.
It's not doing any harm to you. In fact, building on your core and strengthening your core will actually help period pain in the long run, as well as pregnancy in the long run, because it's your core that takes the biggest beating when you're pregnant.
Okay, I know I've said this like 6 times throughout this video, but I was literally finished at this point. You can tell like how pathetic this rep looks, but this time it was actually time to stop because we have reached the end of the workout. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. Just really simple workout moves to do. You don't need a fancy gym membership. You don't need crazy equipment. You just need to move your body, which is the most important thing. Make sure you follow Maya. I'll leave all of her socials down below. If people want to get in touch with you with regards to personal training, what's the best way for them to contact?
Instagram, messaging. Also leave a comment on one of my YouTube videos if you want as well. I check everything. I love hearing from you guys, so just give me a message.
So I'll leave her YouTube channel link in the description and her Instagram. Check her out. She's an amazing personal trainer. My body feels worked right now. Make sure you check out my last video. It was all about periods and diet and how a plant-based diet really benefits our periods, ladies. So definitely check that out. Hit the subscribe button because I'm nearly at 50,000 subscribers.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So hit that subscribe button and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah!